Today's reading is Leviticus 19 through 21. Holiness isn't limited to our relationship with God. Holiness includes our relationships with others. Believing that holiness is privatized and only about loving God is faulty thinking. Too little is said about God's people loving one another. Often the love of God gets all of the attention and little emphasis is given on how we should treat one another. Chapter number 19 of Leviticus gives certain laws concerning how Israel was to treat each other, the poor, servants, and strangers. The poor weren't to be taken advantage of. Stealing and cheating was definitely prohibited. Injustice, lying, and gossip was not allowed. Hating someone and taking vengeance was certainly off limits. Strangers were to be loved and cared for within the land of Israel. And if Israel was going to be a holy nation, it was going to be displayed in how they loved and treated each other. These principles could be summed up like this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Jesus quoted this very verse in the New Testament. Mark 12:31 records, "Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Jesus also said, "A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Holiness, therefore, goes beyond our love for God. Holiness also affects our love for others. John wrote, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love." Taking care of the poor in your community is holiness. Treating your employees with dignity is holiness. Telling the truth and avoiding gossip, holiness. Being kind to your waitress in the restaurant, that's holiness. Paying your bills on time, holiness. Loving those who despitefully use you, that's holiness. Beloved, let holiness be exemplified in our love of God and in our love for one another.